Wait a minute. There we go. There we go. Incredible afternoon, everyone. I know that you probably thought you weren't going to see me today because it's been, I said 9 o'clock and it wasn't able to go live early this morning. Was trying to get like take care of a lot of different things. And tonight, I actually, within an hour or so, we have not PTA open house for MJ. So I wasn't sure how long that's going to take to be able to do one, but I do plan to do a video in the evening. I know that was originally in the plans to try and do one in the Ink Zone, but I know for sure we're going to do the Zoom tomorrow. But I was like, let me come on because I did say yesterday I would be live at like 9 o'clock in the morning. This is Wednesday is normally my day where I do my lives like now here on my platform. Other than that, I'm like in the Ink Zone or doing like classes. So Wednesdays and Fridays were really like my major days for doing the general lives and Q&As. Although I did one yesterday, but I just wanted to come on. Um, because yesterday I had to go because I had a one-on-one session and there were some questions that were like kind of missed and things like that. So I did want to come on and do a live session and Q&A and answer some things. And then I think I caused a little frenzy with my post earlier today about sublimation. And there was like one person that posted on there. So most of you agree with me, but then I did get a couple of inboxes about, well, what are we supposed to use? And I've, said it a couple times as far as sublimation and what it is intended for and how you should use it. And I am one where I believe in sticking with how it's, intended to be used versus trying to find like hacks and things because it's a beautiful process, a lot that you can do with it if you just kind of stick with that and then use other methods for other things. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And yesterday it was more so like, hey, what can you use? What can you do to start a business from home? But now I just want to kind of just answer your questions, whether it's about Silhouette Studio, if it's about sublimation, if it's about pigment ink printing, it's about printing stickers, it's about eco-solvent printing, the roll-in, and all that kind of good jazz. I am here to help. So we live in full effect right now, all right? So as you guys come in, drop a hey, how you doing? Just say hey, wave at your girl. You can drop the wave emoji. Let me know where you are watching from. Give this video a thumbs up if you're watching from YouTube. If you're watching over on Facebook, give it a like, a heart, a care, a cry face, an angry face. It's all good. Just a wow face because maybe you're excited, like wow, she's actually on. It's all good. All engagements count. And definitely help the girls platform out. So drop where your city and state where you're watching from and interact with the live video by giving it a thumbs up or some type of meta reaction. All right. So and this is going to be a Q&A session. So I see that there's a question. Jennifer Bell is like, look, I got a question already. I'm going to get my question in. That's what I love to see. So feel free to go ahead and post your questions. I actually do scroll back and look for them. So don't, worry that, okay, if it was too far up, I'm going to miss it. I typically tend to scroll back up. All right. So feel free to go ahead and start dropping your questions. And I'm going to do my little intro. All right. So, oh no, it's okay. I don't mind the mean and the angry faces. You know why? Because that's still engagement. So I know that happens. I mean, there's someone who used to go and come on. They would literally hit all of the reactions and like just send them all. So yeah, I'm not one that really kind of gets upset about the whole like angry face and stuff. I used to until I realized it doesn't even matter. And engagement is an engagement. So I don't stress about it anymore. And it's okay. And sometimes it's done on accident. And I've realized that now. So you're good. All right. So, hello, incredible afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to hang out with your girl and watch and support the platform. So hello, incredible afternoon. We're going to come right back to your question. So don't go anywhere. Watching over on Facebook. Hello from Atlanta. Very hot, Oceanside, California. Hello, everyone. Hola, well, hola, hey, hola, oh. All right, so hello, VA. Hey, Miss Dawn. Hey, Danny. Hola, incredible afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for clicking on, and for one, having your notifications on so that you were able to jump on as soon as I went live. So thank you for having your notifications turned on and for coming on over and spending a little time with your girl. All right. She says, hello from the other side, from the Peach State. All right, so let me go ahead and reintroduce myself. My name is H to the Izzo. But no, I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365 LLC. We are the parent company of Silhouholics Anonymous. That is the platform where I have been teaching you guys how to use and master Silhouette Studio. It is my 4-year-old decided he wants to be very, very loud. It is the program that you would use to control the Silhouette Cameo, Portrait, Curio, and Mint machines, but it is a really decent beginner graphic designing software. It is a software that's free to use. You don't have to use a machine. And guys, I see a lot of people, don't get me wrong, I understand. You may have a computer. One of the first things we do is kind of set up Office on there. So it's like, man, I already have Microsoft Word. I want to just go and print from that. That is a document creating software. It's for document creations. It's not meant for graphic design. Now, there are some really amazing things on there, but I normally, like, if I create it, like, they have shadows, they have glows. So I will go on there, like the word art, really like that, kind of create it, save it as a PNG or take like a screenshot of it, bring it over to Silhouette Studio and use it that way. But as far as like doing everything and even sizing your images, being able to see it in the right size, being able to do templates and not have this really big print when you only need like a small, it's really important to get into using some sort of actual like graphic design, like just some type of design software. And my program of choice to teach you guys about is Silhouette Studio, right? And then we have our amazing, absolutely amazing product line. Honestly speaking, we carry Sublimation ink and Pigment ink. So Pigment ink is for things like chip bags, stickers. If you're going to use Jet Pro 3G to make shirts, on cotton shirts, colored shirts, little things like, things like this, cake toppers, all that kind of good jazz. Just printing out projects for your kids. I have done so many of my son's projects via Silhouette Studio. When we had to create a custom cereal box, made it for like Chris Bosh. He's had a program about like a project about LeBron James. So we did that and had LeBron James like all like in the background, all faded out and like put all the sections and stuff. His one for W.E.B. Du Bois, we actually had like in the shape of it. So the front, it was him and his name. And then on the back, it had all the information. So you can even use it to spice up your kids' projects and make them stand out, get them that little bit of extra credit. I have used it for many MJ's projects. His science fair boards always look amazing because I'm able to plan it all out in Silhouette Studio. And then I just kind of move it and do print and cuts with it. So, I mean, there's a lot of things outside of business that you can use Silhouette Studio for. All you got to do is know how to use it. And that's where I come in, whether you watch my free videos over on Facebook and YouTube, or you enroll in any of my classes, especially my 30-day training. That's $83.65 on the site, 30 days, over 40 hours of content to teach you how to design and use Silhouette Studio. So definitely check that out. But like I was saying, we have our amazing product line, honestly speaking. Sublimation ink, sublimation paper, Pigment ink, and more. And then 365 Creative Academy, where I help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of classes, like hands-on type things, like actual project-based, full-on design ones. So definitely check it out. That is where the 30-day training is actually hosted at, in our 365 Creative Academy, on our 365 Creative Academy website. But you can purchase it from our main site, all right? So that's a little bit about who I am and what it is that I do. All right. So we're going to get into some of these questions. How are you guys doing? If you're just joining, all right, let's see. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be really good on with this one time wise. We're gonna be here a short time because we do have open house at I don't know. Actually, I don't know if ESAC starts at 5:30 and open house starts at 6. Hopefully it wasn't at 5 and I missed the ESAC meeting, but I'll catch the next one. But I know by 5:30. So I'm not going to be on long. Not going to be on long. Let's see. This is my way. Like, I like to like push the envelope to do these live videos so that I know that I'm not on like for forever in a day. All right. So I'm not even gonna, share it out or anything like that. Hey, whoever's here, they're here. You guys, though, you can hit that share button, continue to engage with it so that it will push it out. All right, so let's go back up to one of the first questions here. Refillable cartridges for the 7840, where to buy? On our website, shop.hsinc365.com. We do carry them. Now, do understand with those particular cartridges, it is a single-use chip. It's not like the old 7710, 7720 where you can reset them. Yes, we sell a chip resetter on our website, but it is not made for that particular cartridge. It is single use. So you have to, there we go. So you have to continue to buy the chips. So on our website, if you just click right here for that particular printer, you're going to click on that. It's going to take you to everything that you need for those particular printers. And with the chips, we tested them. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That's a risk that you have to take when you're buying the chips. But we don't understand why it works on some and not on others. But we do have them, and that's going to be the case no matter who sells them, because all of us are probably getting them from the same place. So it's just a weird thing. It's just a weird area right now with the newer Epson printers when it comes to dealing with the chips. The only way to guarantee that you won't have any issues is to just purchase our empty cartridges, and then you're going to purchase Epson cartridges and harvest the chips off of there if you want to make sure that it reads. But when you get third-party ones, there is a chance that it may not read on your printer. But shop.hsinc365.com. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that and put that here. This is the starter collection for those newer workforce printers. So, downloaded the white flare from Creative Fabrica, but it's not pressing white. Is there something I need to change? If it's not coming out white and you're using Silhouette Studio, or just any program, what you may want to do is go into your effects, and you're going to take your brightness up, your contrast down, your saturation, play with that to where it becomes a pure white instead of like an off white. So you want to play around with your image effects. I get excited when I see notifications pop up. Ooh, that's a good thing. Which is best for sub, Epson or Workforce? Well, a Workforce is an Epson printer. If you mean EcoTank or Workforce, I do have a very, very detailed video on that. I don't like that will take up this whole little bit of time that I have, but everyone knows that I am team Workforce, but there is that whole issue of the chips. But to me, you get more bang for your buck. You get more value. It's a lot easier to use. If something happens, it's a lot easier to maintain. With the EcoTanks, like, it's so many posts that you'll see in groups where, hey, my printer just stopped printing, and there's no easy fix to it. They keep saying, well, I did all these print head cleanings, it's not fixing it. Well, that's one of the downsides of EcoTanks. As much as Epson likes to make it seem like it's just a great printer, I don't know if it's a matter of it being sub ink versus having their ink in it, but they tend to back up and get air clogs a lot. So I am not team EcoTank, unless you're going to get like the most expensive one, which is the 16600, 16650. They are super tanks. They work a little bit differently. And the color accuracy is better on those because they use pigment ink. So you got to watch my video. Or what you can do, I break down it's a great investment into really finding out about, when I say I break sublimation down, I break sublimation down. Okay. Let me see if I can find this for you guys real quick. Actually, where is it? I mean, the sublimation seminar, you can still get access to that. And that has so much information, but there are some gaps. Like, there were times where it was just run long. It hasn't been edited, but there's a lot of information in the sublimation seminar. But I'm going to add it. I don't know what happened to it. My sublimation for beginners. I know I took that down because we were redoing it this month. sign up for class updates. When I tell you my beginners gives you all the information that you need. All of it. I break down printers. I break down heat presses. What's the difference in heat presses? What's going to be a better heat press to get? So it's a lot of information. Last time I did it in one day, which was like 5-6 hours. I really want to break that up so that you guys can kind of process it. So this month, at close to the end of the month, we're going to do that again. I'm going to actually do it over a couple of days so that, you know, we can really dive into some of this. You guys can ask questions, but it's the best way because it's visual. It's you know, it's in a live class, not just like written stuff. You know, guides and digital books and things can be helpful, but it's a lot of information a lot of times that can't just be compacted into a few pages. So mine is like jam-packed, and it's not on there right now because I did it before. And you can, if you decide that you want to do that one, I'll probably put it back up and it'll be on sale, but I'm going to do it live again. I'm actually going to do it over the course of a couple of days at the end of September. Okay. But it's like, that's a weird question for what's the best one. Amazing. Got my ink and paper. Thank you so much. You are very welcome. Hey, Miss Vanessa. Is there a particular printer for pigment ink? So the Epson Workforce printers are pigment ink. What you want to look for is the Epson cartridges that say DuraBrite Ultra. Those are pigment ink. A lot of the HP Office Jets are pigment ink. If you ever want to know if you have a pigment ink printer, print something out and pour water on it or run it under the sink. If it doesn't run, it's water resistant and it's going to be pigment ink. Also, if you're able to actually physically see the ink, it doesn't like food coloring. It looks the color that it should be. But Workforce printer. So the same printers that you use for sublimation, the 7820, 7840, 7310, the 16600, 16650, those are pigment ink printers. With the free she found a messy bun, St. Patrick's. Yeah. So the one thing with that is I have to try and find, you're not going to be able to follow along, but I'm going to have to change some of them. At the time when I did it, those were free files on Creative Fabrica. I didn't realize that they changed their free files so much. So some of those are no longer available as free files. I was hoping that they would still be on their website where you can purchase it. So I have to go look and see if you can purchase some of those and change the links. But those were the free files back in March when I did that class. I have the Workforce 7710. I'm having trouble with colors not popping when pressed, mostly reds, printing from Silhouette with HS ink paper. So is this something that you are designing yourself, or is this something that is a pre-made design? And when you say they're not popping, they're not vibrant, or they're the wrong tone, the wrong shade of color. Because people will say that, oh, my colors aren't popping, but it's nice and vibrant. It's pressing where it's clear, it's not washed out, but it might not be the right shade. So those are two different issues. So I need a little bit more information about the exact issue that you're having. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining the broadcast. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and also hit the share button. Do you see chip resetter for, the EcoTank is, the ET15000 is the EcoTank. There is no actual like chips for that. So there's no chip resetter for EcoTank printers. Question. I need help getting rid of this black ink line that keeps showing up on the back side of my images I print. Clean the inside of your printer. So if it's on the back side, that means like kind of hold your paper there and see where it's falling at on your printer, and then clean specifically in that area. But there is ink on one of the rollers in your printer that's like, an ink is on the top. Or not say the top, I'm sorry, not the top, the bottom, because when it prints in, your paper's coming like this. And so at some point, ink got on like the little pads and like all the stuff on the inside. So you just want to clean the inside and that'll go away. Use the original chip. Don't need to buy refillable cartridges. So for sublimation, you're going to have to buy refillable cartridges because Epson does not sell cartridges with sublimation ink in it. So you have to buy the refillable. So you can keep refilling the cartridge, but you're going to have to change the chip on it. Like for me, I actually have to refill my black. I was actually in the process of doing that because I was supposed to be printing something out, but my black needs to be refilled. Where in the heck did it go? I literally just had it because it needs to be filled. Hold on. I got all this stuff back here, but I was just about to refill a cartridge. Where'd it go? I don't know. Here it is. So I need to actually, so my chip is still good. It's reading like almost low, but this is all the ink that's left in here. I'll show you the level on my computer. So let's go over to Silhouette Studio. Let's go File, Print, and we're going to go to Preferences. We're going to go over to Maintenance, and we're going to go to, actually, no, I'm in the wrong spot. It is under Main, and we're going to go to Ink Levels. And this is my 7820 that this came out of. All right, where you at? Come up now. Exit. Yes. All right, why are you not showing my ink levels? What's going on here? Why is not showing my ink levels? All right, cancel. I don't know why. All right, let's go here. Let's go to Device Manager. Actually, no. Do I want to go Device Manager? No, wrong one. So let's go here, System, and Bluetooth devices, printers and scanners, 7840. Okay, it's saying it's, oh, that's why it's showing that it's offline. Actually, no, or is it this one? Hold on. Oh, wait, here it is right here. There. Oh, is it going to show? I don't know if it's up. It popped up here, but it's not showing me the ink levels. Let me see. Is it reading? Is it communicating? Hold on. Close. Home. Yeah, it's not. I hate that. When it goes to idle, it doesn't pick up on Wi-Fi, but I wish it would show me like the ink levels, but it's not going to. But it's showing there's like a little bit left, and then this is what's left in there. It's actually, I'm going to turn it this way, it's actually to about here. So I can refill this and still use it. I still have chips on, I still have prints on here. So once I'm going to refill this all the way to the top, but this chip is going to eventually say cartridge not recognized. And it's just saying the chip is dead because it's a single use chip. But I'm going to have a bunch of ink left in there because I'm about to refill this up. So once it says that, you just take this off and you put a new chip. You'll get a clip like this with the chip on it, and you just put it back on. And if you need to top it off with more ink, you top it off and you put it in, and you're good to go. So you still need the refillable cartridges. I can't share the Facebook groups anymore. For some reason, the group option doesn't come up for me at all. I can only post on my timeline. Oh, okay. I just did that today with a light effect. Perfect. Thank you. You're welcome. Do you have to use pigment ink? So the workforce printer, I mean, you can use it for pigment ink or you can use it for sublimation. It makes no sense to use dye ink in it. Some people want to use EcoSolvent. I don't recommend it. EcoSolvent, I recommend that you use an EcoTank printer for EcoSolvent ink. Once you sign up for notifications, do you have to redo it or no? So no, you can just sign up one time for notifications for classes. I am struggling with the print and cut lately. I've converted the Epson 15,000 to EcoSolvent and my cuts will not line up at all, but I watched your video this morning, so hopefully that helps. With it, make sure that you are cutting your vinyl down to the correct size. That's the part that's most important, and that it's nice straight edges so that your printer picks it up. Make sure that you are increasing your thickness. That's important. No matter what you do with the length, max out your thickness. And I think it also is great to where you know exactly where that paper, like where your vinyl goes. So even with the Silhouette mat, just kind of putting them on the edge. The other thing is with Silhouette, are you using a Pro, a Plus, or the 12-inch? If you're using the Pro, it's really sensitive on where you're supposed to put the where you're lining it up at. And that's what most people have issues with, because with the Pro, they have 2 gray lines at the beginning. So that's always an issue. So it might be the machine that you're using if you're using the Pro. Congrats on getting the course. Well, who got the course? Well, congratulations, Jennifer. Hope you are going to love being in that course. Um, my design's not vibrant. Well, the best thing for you to do is post it to my Facebook page. So if it's not vibrant, it's going to be a couple of things. One, what print settings are you printing on? Are you using premium mat? Are you using plain paper setting? Like, are you following my print settings? Number two, what heat setting are you using to press it? So are you at about anywhere from 365 to 385? Are you pressing it from 30 to like 45 seconds? Or are you doing 400 degrees for 60 seconds and then printing on plain paper setting? Other thing, are you using a barrier on it? So are you using butcher paper or parchment paper? Our paper doesn't need that. So when you put that heat barrier, if you're not pressing it long enough for it to account for that heat barrier, that's going to affect your colors. So you have to, like, if you're going to maybe have to play around with a couple of different things, because I don't know exactly what it is that you're doing. So I know that I get amazing colors. I print on plain paper, bright white. I don't use premium mat at all for shirts. When it's going on a shirt, I just put it there. I don't put anything on top. I press it 365, 30 seconds. Your heat press, you may have to do 365 for 40 seconds or 370 for 30 seconds or 40 seconds. You got to find your sweet spot for your heat press. So take the shirt that wasn't that vibrant and do a couple test prints on it. Hey, just say, will the class go over your favorite design systems? I pretty much design in Silhouette Studio. I do. When I go through mine, I talk about other programs and what's the benefits of them. So I give you the ins and outs and what these programs are used for, but I only teach designing from Silhouette Studio. For the type of designs that I make and that I like to do, I'll do more of like vector based, although I do some things with PNGs and stuff like that. But kind of like with the blend modes, I use Photoshop for actually photoshopping images. I use it for my thumbnails because of like the layer styles, but I don't do a lot of like the design like most people do, like in programs like Photoshop. I don't use Affinity at all, so I cannot help you on that. My program of choice is Silhouette Studio, and I have shown time and time again, you can do some amazing things in there, and I'm the perfect person to teach you how to do that. I have a Workforce 7720. I keep getting the error code. Then your motherboard is probably gone. If it doesn't come off of that, and every time you shut it down, it comes up, then most likely that printer has bit the dust. Was it like, yeah, it's dead at this point, because that is like, I'm not sure if that's the code, but one of those codes is like the code of death. It's like the kiss of death. There's no coming back from it. And Epson no longer takes those printers in to switch them out for you, because it's like way past the warranty period for those. So you'll probably have to look into a new printer. I was going to use my 7820 for pigment ink and keep the 7710 for sublimation, but you are making me second guess myself with as much as you like the 7820 for sublimation. No, I mean, I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure if it's something with my particular printer, because when I do blacks, so that was like my only thing, like with the blacks, whatever, and the one that I'm currently using. Now I might go, I still have two 7720s and a 7210 in my storage unit. So if I go get one of those and it's actually still printing out, then I know that it's probably something with that print head for the black. And it's just time for me to go ahead and retire that printer. But no, just leave it that way. If you already have it set up, you can use that one for pigment ink. It's fine. If you're getting great colors, stick with the one that you have. Hello. Hi, my question is, when I get online to purchase some designs, I see digitizing designs and watercolor designs, not sure what they are. So I just stick with PNGs and SVG designs. Oh, that's another one that we kind of go over. So digitized ones, a lot of times, like, that's embroidery files. So it's not going to really work for you, because when you open up, it's just going to be a bunch of stitch lines. You can open up embroidery files with Silhouette Studio Business Edition, and it's just going to show a bunch of like lines, like how the embroidery machine moves. So you don't want those. If you do watercolors, they work for printing, for sublimation. You can use those on pretty much anything if you're just going to print it out. A watercolor is going to be a PNG design. So I'm not sure, there's no file type that's like watercolor. PNG, .png, .jpeg, .svg, .gif, .tiff, .t tt OTF, TTF. These are all just file extensions. So if it's something that's saying it's a watercolor design, 9 times out of 10, it's going to either be a PNG or a JPEG. With those, they're not ones that's really, I mean, you can trace it, but it's always kind of weird. Like those look better when it's just like printed or pressed to something and not something where you're going to do a print and cut. But I do go over file types in my sublimation for beginners. Like it really gives you all the information that you need, not just surface level. So definitely be on the lookout for the sublimation for beginners course when it comes back. Okay. No, it's never too late. That will always be. It's no longer live, but trust me, you are going to learn a lot. It's easy to follow. If you guys like my live videos in the classes and how I structure them and take my time to make sure that, I have it where you can see it done, but then I kind of also break it down. I show you mistakes. I let other people try it. So it's set up in a really, really great way where you're really, really going to be able to learn even from the playbacks. So don't sleep on the fact that it's not live. Guys, I'm not doing that class. That was 30 days, 40 hours. I cannot do that every single month, even every quarter. It's not necessary. That course has it all. That training has it all. And I'm not redoing it live. So if you're ever looking for that live, it's not going to happen. That's your foundation. That's where you need to start. My classes, like now we're doing like some like little pop-up stuff, but my design classes that start in October and my different programs, we're focusing on designing. I'm done with teaching like, okay, well, what does this tool do? What does that tool do? What is Make Compound Path? That's where Essentials comes in at. You guys have to start there. If not, you're going to be lost in some of my design classes. Yes, definitely hit that like button, but it's never too late to join the 30-day training. Just go to the website. It's up there. Learn to Swim in 30 days. It's $83.65. You're going to absolutely love it. You're going to feel like a whole designer by the end of that course. You see, she says, not at all. It's a great course. Thank you, Shirley. How do I get the roller clean when you lift the lid? I can only see so much. I mean, you're going to have to get in there. So you can there's a roller guide cleaner. So you can do that. You can spray like a piece of paper down with like Windex and clean and let that go through. You're going to get in there and you're going to clean. You're going to take a disinfectant wipe, kind of get it through there, maybe pull it. You got to it's not okay, just see it and kind of clean it. Like I have a video that shows you how to get in there and put your like Clorox wipe and kind of put it and go back and forth to clean that. Wipe down the inside. Don't be too rough because you can lift up that foam, but just clean out the inside of it. If your printer is somewhere where it sits high and you really can't see in it, get a step stool so you can see a full view of it. Clean the rollers that are in the back where it says clean paper guide. Send a piece of paper through there that has some cleaning solution or alcohol on it so that it can also pick up on that ink, but you just got to get in there and clean it. She says, it worked. Thank you, Professor. You're welcome. I told you I have all the answers. I can really guide you. So I'm glad. See, that quick before we even got off, it worked for you. Yay. Hello, another Shirley. How are you? How are you, darling? Can Silhouette Studio be used to make your own watercolors? Not really, because it's a vector-based program and everything is kind of solid. So those usually are created with brushes in programs like Photoshop and things like that, because you can change like the brush side, like the brush style. So not really created. Now, if you happen to find someone that has a file and let's say they're selling like the watercolors by themselves, like you can just get like a watercolor blob, well, you can customize them. You can use image effects and change the hue and the saturation on it and make your own variations. So you can do that and then put it within your design and stuff like that. So you can customize it, but can you create it? No, not really. Make sense? The playbacks is all you need. You can go at your own pace. I did it in May and it was awesome. And I'm telling you, Shirley is killing it. Like she got it in May and like a little bit after that, I end up doing like the SVG and the text effects. And she has been rocking it like ever since because it was easier to comprehend those because she got that base training. So she's been doing amazing. and posting in the group. So you can go to our groups and you can see like her work. And she didn't take it live. And the things that she's creating, absolutely amazing. Can you print watercolors using pigment ink? Of course. It's pigment ink is just regular ink. It's just waterproof. So the same way you would print from, to me, watercolors don't come out great on lasers because it's toner. But watercolors are best on any type of inkjet printer. So whether it's sublimation, eco solvent, pigment ink, dye ink, any type of inkjet printer gives you the best results on watercolors. Toner printers, not so much. She says, yes, I would have been lost without the 30-day course. You're using the plus, and I'm getting the essentials course today. Awesome. So with the plus, it's a little bit easier because it's still the one line. So what you can do is when you're having these issues, guys, that's what my group is for. I don't do like exclusive lives in my group and do all of that. Like, it's there to help. You're going to post to other groups and maybe not get that detailed help. But if there's as much detail as you put in your post, I can then be able to help. Or others who have been under my trainings, they can now identify things and be able to give you the right answers. But you want to go and just like kind of post a picture of how you have it on your mat, how you're loading your mat into the into the machine. Let me see the print. Are all of the registration marks there? So those are all things that are very, very important when you're seeking help. But utilize my groups, guys. Honestly speaking is a great one. And then learn with the professor, Silhouette Studio, Sublimation and More, I think is what it's called. I'm going to turn that back to Silaholics Anonymous because it was confusing people. But those are my two groups. But honestly speaking, is probably the better place to post it since you're doing print and cuts and stuff. You're going to be amazed at what you'll be able to do. Is there a chance a 65 plus person can really learn? Of course, I have students that's actually older than you. So yes, you definitely can. I think the oldest I've had in any of my classes was 73. So yeah. And I had someone that called me and she was like, this 71-year-old lady was able to set up her printer because of your amazing detailed video. She's like, you did not miss a step and even explained the mistakes that would happen. And if they happen, how to correct them. And she literally called me to thank me. She's like, my kids and my grandkids were so proud of me. They thought they were going to have to come over here and do it for me. And they came and I had it all set up. And she literally called me just to say that. She's like 71. So yes, you definitely can. All right, what time is it? Okay, 5:18. All right, I said 5:20. I got to go because I'm probably going to have me at a park at the school. Probably should have been there a little bit earlier. So you guys got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutos. They said it out there and I said it. You are the best, hands down. I graduated and I'm ready for our next journey and I'm 60. Yes. Get it, Miss Dawn. And Miss Dawn, what we're going to work on, it's like she does amazing things, but I always have to let her know, like, you are doing amazing. Like, just that encouragement and that reinforcement for her to know that, like, yo, don't let your age, don't let your circumstance, like, she's been doing some stuff. And it's like, dude, and she's had like and when you say, can you do it? Dawn has had some major orders, like a sport, like a softball or baseball team. She's had like orders to do like tumblers and stuff for an entire company. She always kind of like shies back on those wins, but she's had major orders. So yes, you definitely can. She says, I did. So yes, exactly. And she says, I'm 62. So true, because a few weeks ago, I was having an issue with my printer jamming, but it wasn't jam. Come to find out, it was ink on the inside of the printer. I got that info from being in the group. This is the place for anyone who wants to learn, but also wants to thrive in their business and creations. Okay, yep, open house, Title I, 5:30. I'm on my way. Thank you again, Professor. You're always on time and on point. You are very welcome. Baseball teams. I knew it was a baseball or softball because I remember seeing like the pink stuff, so I couldn't remember what it was. You are very welcome, my love. How does your head hold so much knowledge? It's a blessing and a curse. What the heck is this at my door? Who this is? I don't know who that is, but we about to leave, bro. So you can't do no work over here because we about to go to open house in Title One, or ESAC. I don't know. It's a blessing and a curse. Um, uh, I just stay researching. My husband tells me all the time I have a big head, and I'm like, he's lucky. He always says I'm lucky that God gave me this big old head to hold all this stuff. But I just say it's a blessing and a curse. I'm just very grateful that He chose me to be a vessel to be able to hold this information, retain it, and share it with others. All right, so we are at 5:21. I gotta go. I'm a minute over because I gotta get to open house. Find out what this sixth grader, y'all got a middle schooler. Find out what this sixth grader is doing in school and making sure because my baby is in all, he's like his mama. He get it from his mama. My baby is in all advanced classes except for I think like for writing. That's one of his weaker areas, but everything else, and he got like a 90 on. He was so proud. He got a 90 on his first advanced history test. So I'm like super, super proud. So we're gonna go and find out how he's doing in the other ones. And also I want to kind of put a little plug in there because he is in a business class. Like they're teaching them about business in middle school. So I really want to be able to come in and like talk to his teacher about going in and really like from somebody who has their own business and like really teaching them about it and maybe do like some labs and do some things with them. So I'm excited to speak with his business teacher because he has business 101 and business 102. So that worked out really great. So I'm excited about speaking with that teacher. But I gotta go, y'all. If you're in the ink zone, I plan to come back because we got some things to talk about. It's been a little minute. I know we're gonna have the Zoom. I have to post the links later. I've just been super, super busy, but I think I want to go live in the ink zone if possible when I come back. I'll let you guys know. But if not, for sure, we have some things to talk about in the Ink Zone. If you don't know what the Ink Zone is, it originally was a part of the celebration for our Inkiversary, but I am extending it. You join now, you're going to be locked in at that price. It's going to change in October. But we've had some great discussions on just business, and it's kind of like a more relaxed environment to really get the information that you need about building a successful business. All right. So check out Essentials to Silhouette Studio and the Ink Zone. If you're trying to set up your Shopify, there's the basic one, but we're going to also have another live Shopify. So there's a lot of great stuff coming up, guys, in October. So make sure that you guys get on the list to get the updates on all those. But I really, really got to go. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.